Good afternoon, everyone. This is Edna White. I am so glad you're with me today. Today, we're going to talk about reclaiming your power, your confidence, and your financial independence after divorce, after a breakup. If you're a woman ready to turn a tough chapter into a triumph and come back from that, you're in the right place. So, let's get started. So, I'm going to set the stage for you. I'm going to acknowledge your emotional challenges during this time and during divorce. And I'm also going to help you emphasize the opportunity to rediscover your potential through what you're doing in your life, through your purpose, through your passion, through your entrepreneurship, even your career. Now, here's step one. Healing isn't linear. So celebrate the small victories along the way. Practice affirmations and self-compassion. I know when I was going through when I was getting divorced, I was like, oh boy, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? How are people going to see me? And it was all really in my head. It was all really just like running around in my head. So I want you to just know that healing is not linear, just like one and done, it's over. It's not. It's really different layers. So, and believe me, I had a divorce party. So after the divorce party, then there came the humdrum. Then it became, I was sad. And then I was like, oh, am I never ever going to find anybody? So you go through all of these ups and downs and these highs and these lows and the bangs and the booms. But practice affirmations. That's when I started really practicing affirmations. By the way, I had affirmations all over the house. I was putting sticky notes even on my kids, even on my grandkids when they came in, because affirmations really do something for your energy level. So practice that and keep self-compassion moving and going. All right? Have compassion on yourself. Realize, yes, I had a part in this, and yes, I learned from this, and we must move on. We must grow from this. Reconnect with your why. Explore the passions or the skills you set aside. Explore them. If you stopped going out and you stopped creating, or you stopped visiting your friends, or you stopped volunteering, or you stopped writing, or you stopped cooking, whatever you stopped doing that you might have loved if you continued it, it's time to pick it back up. Things that you set aside, reconnect with your why. Reconnect and get started with it. Let's see what, and then say to yourself, ask yourself, don't ask anybody else, what have I always wanted to do? I know when I got divorced, I thought about what I wanted to do. So I started, I said, okay, I'll start a process of elimination. I started, I think, with the hardest one, and that was horseback riding. And I was like, ooh, I love the ride and the training, but I don't like cleaning the horses. I don't think that's my kind of thing. But just want you to know that's ask yourself, what have I always wanted to do? All right? And then lean on your support system. If you don't have one, go get one. Join a network full of women that are doing things. Get in a network and join people that are inspiring and encouraging. That say great things about you in your face and behind your back. Just so you know. Get somebody like that. Join support groups. Join social groups to kind of talk and hang out. Even if you have to go by yourself, go. What's holding you back? Nothing but yourself. Now, starting your business. I know that when you start your business, right? Or when you're in your career path trying to figure things out, what am I doing? Should I be using all that I know, all that I went to school for, or do I delve into my passion? What do I do? So you start to get really crazy and manic, right? Because I know I did. It's like, which direction am I going to go now? Because I have to make the money still. Of course, there's all different factors that go into when you're starting to change and move and, consider your career. Let's go with career first. If you're in a career, and I know when I was going through things, I could hardly concentrate. Even post-divorce, I could hardly concentrate, right? So what I did was I started really getting into evaluating my skills and my interests, right? And I started to start to builds myself up in confidence, because a divorce can really give you some confidence issues. So figure out what problems you can solve. Even if you're starting a business, figure out what problems you can solve on your in your career path. What problems can I solve with the skills and the interests that I have right now? Evaluate yourself, love on yourself. So research the market too, right? And identify opportunities. People forget to always research. If you're in a career already and you haven't done your research and you're having trouble and you're struggling in it because of stress in your personal life, right? And trauma in your personal life, you want to try to start to think about, what can I do and how can I evaluate my skills enough either to fall back or level up. Now, falling back doesn't mean you don't do anything. Fall back means I'm not in the right space. I need to navigate to a better space and solve another problem somewhere else, right? So research where you are, research the market, figure it all out. Now, start to lean. And when I say lean, start to lean into identifying different areas that you can consider to work in, you know, that require a little investment. Consider freelancer or consulting to test your ideas out. I love testing things out, because you can have a myriad of things that and you know them, but you're not really an expert in them. Like I said, or like my mom says, jack of all trade, master of none. You want to be a master of one. So start to lean into that. Use online tools like Canva for branding and anything like that. Just start to lean in to figure it out. Now, if you're in your career now, you want to be able to lean into that really seriously. And how you do that is, if I want to climb up to the next level, how do I empower myself? Who do I work with to help me be empowered? Well, you work with somebody like me to help you be empowered and inspired to go to the next level in your career. So that's what you do. But if you're starting to get into the entrepreneurial side, you want to start to brand yourself away. Now remember, your business and you are not separate, you're together. Okay, just so you know. So start to brand yourself, start to get comfortable with those tools that you need, whether it be Canva, I don't know, whatever you're doing, be familiar with it. Don't ever leave the job into anyone else's hands. You're supposed to know before they know, just so you know. And then plan with a purpose. Create a business plan for your career. Where do I want to go? Don't stay doing the same thing year in and year out. There should be levels to this. Boss up, come on. Define your plan, define your goals, figure out what you want to target, where your skills are, and then put them in effect. And then also think about what your revenue is, what you plan to make. And if you're not even making it in your career, you got to fall back and see where you can do that in the scope of everything. So take a panoramic view of your career where you are and say, oh, I can do this or that, if it falls in line with all your values, right? If it falls in line. Doesn't have to, don't do it. But if it does, fall back. And if it doesn't, then we have to start thinking about other ways to kind of move on and out. Break it down to achievable steps. Don't say I'm going to be, a management in 6 months when you don't have the skills to do it. Break it down in achievable steps. Don't have to step on anyone to get where you need to go if it's for you, where you are. If it's in your own business, break it down in achievable steps. If you want to be able to do something in your business, break it down. Make it small. Now, here we go with the emotional stuff. Here we go. All right, get the tissues out. It's going to be simple and easy. It's not. I'm no more crying. I promise you. So you're going to be able to overcome this part here is going to be able to overcome emotional challenges while you're in your career. Now, your career sometimes gets you really emotional, especially working with other people and other dynamics, other biases, other personalities. You sometimes get really emotional. Now, just so you know, emotions only last but so long and then they're gone, right? When you're not emotional, you can think tactical. Ooh, I like that. When you're not emotional, you can think tactical. So if you are getting emotional at work, think tactical. Go somewhere, don't respond right away, go away, and come back. That doesn't mean that you leave the conflict. No, no, no. You breathe, breathe, and talk to yourself. Emotions are only temporary, but this will be for a long time. So I have to be tactical. Okay? So make sure you're being able to do that, to put that to the side. Know where your emotions are and know where your logistics are. Okay? Always schedule time for self care. And when I mean self care, I mean literally, literally, if you have to take time to massage, get one once a week or something like that. But more than that, self care means if this is not good for me when I'm on my job and it's not good for me, I get to walk away because I get to have a decision. Decisions are self care, just so you know. Now, if you're an entrepreneur and you have the mindset of an entrepreneur, you're actually a CEO. Don't let your business run you, you run your business. That's self care. Learn to separate the personal setbacks from professional progress. Learn, figure it out. Slow down, breathe, stop being so hasty. Celebrate wins, big and small, no matter what they are. If you were just able to connect with a employee that you're working with, or a coworker, excuse me, with a coworker that you're working with, and you just were able to connect with them and acknowledge the progress. It's personal growth and it's business growth. If you as an entrepreneur connected with somebody that could get you in front of somebody, acknowledge that personal growth. Even if it's next year or the year after, acknowledge it. Acknowledge your business and your personal growth. Seek professional guidance when needed. Listen, as an employee in a career of any type, everyone needs therapy or coaching because it can help you navigate complex feelings and self doubt. There's nothing wrong with it. See, if you don't have it, then there's a whole lot wrong with it because then you become toxic and dysfunctional, and then all of this career doesn't go anywhere. As an entrepreneur, the same thing applies. If you don't have therapy, if you don't have a coach to help you navigate through those complex feelings and that self doubt, and sometimes even issues about business, wondering why am I not getting along, or the employees not listening to me, or I'm having such a big turnover, you need a therapist and a coach to tell you, a leadership coach to tell you where the problem lies. Simple as that. Now, what am I going to tell you today? Why did I come together with you today is to empower you. This is to empower you to boss up because we do go through things and this is a new year coming up. So you have to have the strength, not just to survive, but thrive. The reason why so many managers are not emotionally intelligent because they're surviving. They're using their survival skills, which do not work, instead of thriving, which survival is only when you are not healing. When you do not want to address what you're really feeling about that person and that person, which is not even them, it's something about you. Remember, when we act up and we don't like somebody else, we are mirrors of one another, just so you know. So learn not just to survive, but thrive. Your business and even your career can be a reflection of your resilience and brilliance. I always say when I used to work at different positions, I would say, I'm going to leave it better than what was given to me. That's brilliant, right? I know, I know. So what you need to do is identify one step you can take today, whether it's brainstorming ideas, reaching out to a mentor, or starting a free online business course. anything that can help you today to get into action. Don't write it down. Don't read nothing. Don't scroll nothing. Get into action, because all of that just gives you analysis paralysis. Invite participants to share their goals. Commit to the next step. You know, talk to people about goals you have. The right people, not the wrong people. Don't trust everybody with your pearls and your gems, but the right people. But talk about it and then be about it. All right? Get an accountability partner. Hey, am I sticking to this? If I'm not, but make sure you get an accountability partner that's accountable for their own goals as well as yours. Don't get somebody who is not even doing anything just to remind you. Okay. So remember, success isn't just about what you achieve. It's about who you become along the way. See you next time.